Right, today's one's personal because if you've ever found yourself neck deep in a family sized bag of chocolate, promising yourself that this is the last time, then you've just sat there hating yourself for it afterwards. Trust me, you're not on your own. I spent years stuck in that exact cycle, being good all week, then smash a pizza, chocolate, biscuits, other takeaways, all in one sitting, telling myself that I'll start fresh again on Monday. But the truth is, Monday never fixed it. I hated how I looked, hated how I felt, and hated myself for not having the willpower to stop. So, in today's episode, I'm opening up about my binge eating, how it nearly wrecked my confidence, my social life, and my relationship with food. And more importantly, how I finally took control of it. If you're new here, I'm Sam, personal trainer and online coach, and someone who's lost 11 stone while battling binge eating, emotional eating, and the guilt that comes with it. And I'm going to tell you now, you can get past it. So by the end of this episode, you'll understand what triggers binge eating, how to break the it cycle, and a few simple things you can start doing today to get back in control without banning the foods that you love. Now, if this is a topic you need to hear, hit follow, share it with a mate. Let's get into it. So let me be straight with you. Binge eating isn't always this big, dramatic scene. For me, it started small. I'd eat clean all week, be on plan, then Friday would roll around and so would the cravings. I'd have one thing off plan, then I'd spiral. A takeaway, a family bar of chocolate, pack of biscuits. I'd be halfway through eating and already I'd be telling myself that I'd ruined everything that I'd achieved so far this week. So what's the point? Might as well just carry on eating more. And by Sunday night, I felt disgusting. Physically bloated, mentally drained. And I swear off with junk food. Tell myself, next week, I'll be good. I won't do this again. But the truth, I'd repeat the same cycle again and again and again. Back then, I thought I was just greedy. I had no self-control. I just needed to try harder. But here's what I didn't understand. Binge eating isn't actually about food. It's about restriction, it's about emotion, and it's about mindset. I wasn't failing because I was weak. I was failing because I was constantly depriving myself mentally and physically. I was scared of certain foods. I was under eating Monday to Friday. I was telling myself I had to be perfect. And then when I wasn't, that it button got hit. So breaking the binge cycle, what finally worked? 1, I ditched the all or nothing mindset. This honestly was the biggest shift for me. I stopped telling myself that I had to be 100% perfect to make progress. Instead, I started asking, what if one chocolate bar didn't mean that I ruined the day? What if I can enjoy food without guilt? And more importantly, what if I could mess up a little bit and still win the day overall? That's what ended this all or nothing trap I was stuck in. 2, I stopped over-restricting during the week. I realised I was barely eating Monday to Friday. Low calories, no treats, and constant hunger. So of course, the weekend came, and my body and brain were both screaming for food. Now, I make room for things that I enjoy daily, whether that be a square of chocolate, some cheese, a biscuit. That way, nothing feels forbidden and there's no need to then binge. 3, I learned to pause, not punish. So before, every time I binged, I'd beat myself up. Tell myself I was useless, go harder next week, cut more calories, and train more. All it did was feed the shame and push me back into the same cycle. Now, if I do overeat, I take a breath, I reflect, think what triggered it, was I tired, stressed, bored? I treat it like feedback not failure. And that changed everything. 3 things that you can do right now. If you're struggling with binge eating, here's what I want you to try this week. Eat regular meals. Stop starving yourself all day. Structure is stability. Add your favourite foods in small amounts instead of banning them. Scarcity leads to binges. And write down your triggers. Not to judge, but to understand. Was it stress, boredom, or guilt? Awareness really is the first step to control. The truth about binge eating. So let me leave you with this. You're not broken. You're not greedy. And you don't need to be perfect to take control. What you do need is just understand what's actually driving the behavior and to give yourself permission to be human. You can still lose fat, still enjoy food, still live your life, and get results without binging, guilt, or starting over every single week. So there you go. Binge eating isn't about greed, and it's not about willpower. It's about emotion, restriction, and the stories that you tell yourself when you slip up. Now, I promise you, you're not the only one who feels like that sometimes. And if this episode hit home for you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Pop it on your story, tag me, or drop me a message if you just need to talk about it. And make sure that you hit follow because next week's episode is another really big one. How to stop falling off every time life gets busy. Now remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need a plan that works for real life. You've got this. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.